Officials are investigating after a 33-year-old man fell to his death this week while touring the Grand Canyon, walking across the viewing platform.
Officials are looking into the death of a 33-year-old man who fell while touring the Grand Canyon this week. Inside the Grand Canyon, a place known to hikers as the Forbidden Zone. This area has cliffs and narrow ledges, making it dangerous and rarely visited. Recently, scientists found something surprising beneath one of these hard-to-reach ledges. They discovered a cluster of large underground cavities. These cavities do not appear to have been formed by natural processes or humans. This finding is shaking up the scientific community and prompting experts to rethink what they know about the canyon's history and future. Before we start, please like and subscribe for more updates. The initial discovery. Chambers carved in secrecy. A group of geomorphologists used detailed LiDAR scans to study cliff faces. They were looking for signs of old rockfalls and the effects of erosion on the landscape. During their investigation, they discovered clear outlines of arched cavities carved into the limestone, more than 100 feet above the current river line. A close-up of the cavities confirmed they were real. There were 3 distinct hollows, each with smooth, uniform shapes that looked artificial, unlike the jagged textures expected from natural processes like weathering. The largest cavity measured about 40 feet long, 20 feet wide, and 15 feet high. The second was slightly smaller, and the third was deeper, connected by a narrow passageway. Inside, they found unusual features: a flat stone ledge, rocks placed at odd angles as if intentionally arranged, and faint scratch marks on the walls that looked like tool marks. This evidence did not match the usual explanations of natural forces like wind or water. So, questions arose. Who or what created these cavities, and what were they used for? Unveiling the artifacts, the metallic disc, and ancient engravings. What stands out about this site is something surprising found inside one of the chambers. A thin layer of untouched, silty sediment, like a time capsule, with an unusual disc embedded in it. The disc is about 12 inches across and made from a strange metal blend. It has a smooth, bowl-shaped dip in the middle. On-site X-ray fluorescence scans revealed that it is a high arsenic alloy with traces of platinum group metals. This is not a common find. The local rocks in the Grand Canyon don't produce anything like it. Creating such a refined object would have required advanced smelting skills beyond what was typical in the Stone Age. Plus, the disc was placed on a carved stone stand nearby, suggesting it was displayed on purpose, maybe even revered. Exploring further down the narrow tunnel led to a larger chamber that likely once held water from a long-gone underground spring. The walls show calcite buildup and water lines that rose halfway up before the chamber dried out ages ago, indicating a hidden water source that could support life in this harsh environment. On the far wall of the chamber was a recessed alcove with a solid stone slab covered in symbols. At first glance, these symbols don't match known Native American rock art or old settler carvings, no petroglyphs or graffiti. We haven't deciphered them yet, but early photos show repeating, looping patterns and interlocking circles, suggesting a system or script and hinting at a possible message or map. The implications of these findings are significant. If humans created these features, it suggests that ancient groups in the Southwest had the skills to carve into solid rock and create sophisticated alloys like the disc. This finding could push back the timeline for the evolution of advanced human skills by thousands of years. It raises questions about connections we haven't considered: trade routes, migrations, or knowledge exchanges between distant lands. That unique metal piece indicates a level of craftsmanship we usually don't associate with prehistoric groups struggling in this desert. Geologically, the water chamber changes our understanding as well. An aquifer like this could have created an oasis inside the cliffs, protected from floods, intense summers, and harsh winters. If a community settled around it, this place wasn't just a random hole. It could have served as a haven, a sacred site, or a refuge during tough times. The way the alcove faces and the disc sits on its pedestal suggests a ritualistic purpose, more like a shrine than simply a storage space. The location itself, high up and hard to reach, indicates that whoever made this wanted it to remain hidden. This leads to many intriguing questions. Was this a secret society's hideout? A refuge during chaos, like raids? Or perhaps a site for secret rituals, away from prying eyes? Did those who created this disappear? leaving only these remnants? The more I think about it, the more it feels like we've found a lost chapter of human history. Secretive, clever, and waiting for answers. Hidden secrets and the limits of exploration. The surprising part isn't just how old this site might be or the skill it took to create. It's that this location remained hidden until now. The steep drops and deep layers of the canyon kept it out of sight. Traditional digs or surveys never explored those high or deep areas. This discovery reminds us of a humbling truth. What else could be waiting to be found in remote gorges, cliffs, or thick woods? This finding challenges the idea that we have already uncovered all the key sites of ancient human life in places we can easily reach. It also changes how we think people traded resources in prehistoric North America. The unusual metal found in the disk suggests they had access to rare metals and advanced processing technology. This points to exchanges with distant areas known for those resources or perhaps undiscovered local sources. If we find similar items in other areas, we will have to revise our understanding of ancient metalworking practices and the exchange of ideas. The Grand Canyon could be more than just a rugged spot. It could be an essential center in a larger, connected world of cultures and innovations. Additionally, this discovery underscores the need to combine fields such as geology, archaeology, and chemistry when exploring our history. Identifying human craftsmanship in those chambers comes from seeing the chisel marks and careful layouts of the platforms. Understanding the history of the water chamber requires examining its calcite layers. Analyzing the disk's composition involves detailed lab work from specialists. Moving forward, we will need teams that include cave divers, rock chemists, diggers, and metal experts. They will work together, using drones for scouting and advanced scans, and setting up small digs and precise lab work to explore places we once thought were too difficult or risky. Culturally, this discovery prompts us to reconsider the canyon's significance in native stories. It might be time to revisit the old indigenous tales of hidden locations within the canyon's walls, stories we have previously dismissed as folklore. What if they are references to real hidden places passed down through generations? This raises important questions. Who has the right to explore these areas? How do we protect them without causing damage? Do indigenous communities have a say in how their history is shared? This site is fragile and complex to access. It also blurs the line between natural wonders and human history. What do we consider a wonder versus a site? We have traditionally seen the Grand Canyon as a record of Earth's history, shaped by the Colorado River over time. But these hidden spaces show that it was also a place for human creativity, where people built and held rituals. This mix of stunning geology and intelligent design changes how we care for the canyon and makes us think about other canyons. They are not just beautiful views, but also storerooms of our shared history. More profound revelations: astronomy, acoustics, and advanced engineering. One crucial point to consider is the climate and environmental aspect. If the spring chamber acted like a cozy, self-contained bubble, it could provide valuable information for climatologists. They might find pristine calcite crusts, layers of silt, and tiny fossils that record the canyon's weather patterns over time. These areas could serve as sealed records, capturing changes from wet periods to dry spells, ice melts, and subtle shifts in the canyon's exposed surfaces. This discovery isn't just an archaeological win. It offers insight into how the canyon's hidden areas supported life through significant environmental changes. We can see that this setup seems to have been intentionally designed. Someone chose that dizzying, rope-only location, carved out the rooms, arranged meaningful artifacts, and accessed the water source. It's a great example of strategically picking a spot and making it work. This combination of innovative construction, technical skill, and cliffside privacy is rare in North America's ancient history, much less common than typical village or cave sites. It suggests something more special, like a ritual site, an emergency hideout, or a retreat for important people, not just a regular dwelling. To understand who built it, why, and how it fit into their society, we need to rethink our views on space and life in prehistoric canyon days. This finding also suggests we need to change how we explore. The canyon has many areas we've overlooked because they are too steep or too remote. If this site is any indication, those ignored spots could harbor essential discoveries, both human-made and natural. Our exploration approach might need to shift now, from easy riverbanks and flat areas to cliffs, hidden nooks, and dangerous drops. This is exciting, but risky. It will require heavy-duty equipment, strong safety measures, and careful handling to avoid damaging delicate sites. For the general public, this changes the perception of the Grand Canyon. It has always been an incredible destination for hikers and photographers, but now it also appears to be an important archaeological site. As we study it further and possibly allow controlled access, visitors won't just admire the river's roar or the rock formations. They will look up, curious about the hidden spaces and the stories they might tell. This shift transforms the canyon from just a stunning geological feature into a rich narrative. Nature's raw power combined with human creativity and resilience, with each era overlapping the next. Cosmic connections and enduring enigmas. Discovering this hidden site in the Grand Canyon's restricted area reveals a complex part of our human story that we didn't expect. It makes us rethink many things: where people lived, how they adapted to tough locations, what tools they used, and their relationship with the land. Those canyon walls show evidence of human creativity and purpose. This discovery impacts everything from archaeological findings to metalworking, cultural preservation, and our connection with nature. For instance, the layout of the rooms does not match local geological features. It is intentional. Each room aligns at a consistent angle to what was magnetic north at that time, indicating that these people understood navigation in a way that could not be accidental. This shifts our view from simple relic hunting to a more astronomical focus: archaeoastronomy. One expert described it as finding a cliffside stargazing site before anyone thought of the term observatory. These builders were not just surviving, they understood the stars and Earth's magnetic fields better than we previously thought was the case for Southwest cultures. In the main chamber, we found something surprising. The ceiling is covered in tiny crystals arranged like a star chart. When exposed to UV light, they glow, revealing patterns that match the night sky from around 15,000 years ago. If this is verified, it suggests that humans were in the area much earlier than current textbooks state. Even more interesting, it suggests that these ancient people had sky tracking skills comparable to the oldest star maps we've seen. To ensure the crystals were not a natural occurrence, the research team took a sample. These crystals were not ordinary quartz. They were artificial silica mixtures with tiny metal particles not found in local minerals. It seems someone brought in raw materials, melted them, shaped them, and pressed them into the stone before it set. This level of craftsmanship indicates advanced fire skills that challenge our understanding of ancient technology. Additionally, laser mapping revealed a spiral tunnel with a precise 7-degree slope, perfectly smooth and designed to enhance sound, like a concert hall. One researcher tested it by calling out at the entrance, and instead of a familiar echo, the sound returned as a clear tone that traveled through the tunnel. This acoustic design likely had a purpose, possibly for chants, meditation, or spiritual calls. In ancient cultures, such spaces were sacred and used to connect with the spiritual world. Finding this in a remote canyon suggests that early humans shared a universal sense of sound as a means of connecting to the deeper aspects of life. It also reinvigorates the discussion of ancient trade and travel. The presence of rare metals, along with advanced forging and construction techniques, indicates that these people were not just surviving on their own, but were part of a network exchanging ideas, goods, and stories long before recorded history. The Grand Canyon, often seen as a dead end, may have actually been a gathering place, a hub for travelers, healers, or visionaries sharing tales under the stars, philosophical echoes, and the path forward. We found small, unusual carbon balls and metal oxides in sediment samples from the floor of the dome chamber. These materials look like byproducts from modern steel mills, but date back thousands of years before any known human activity. While some people think lightning or meteor impacts caused them, their even spread suggests they might have resulted from advanced techniques, possibly early plasma methods, or glass making. There is an unusual magnetic field in the dome that pulses every 12 seconds and is slightly weaker than the surrounding rock. Some scientists believe builders intentionally designed this, while others think it might be natural. The steady pulsing indicates it might have been deliberately created. Ancient cultures may have influenced Earth's magnetism, believing that the planet was alive. This belief shaped their culture and architecture, connecting human thought with nature. Tests on a metal disc showed high levels of nickel-58, which suggests it contains meteoric iron that may have been sacred to ancient people. Their stone slabs displayed mathematical ratios such as pi and the golden mean, indicating they had advanced knowledge of beauty and balance. This challenges the view of early southwestern cultures as just nomadic hunters. The Grand Canyon may point to a complex society with trade networks and shared rituals, possibly serving as a sacred meeting place. Its architecture combines beauty and practicality. Researchers are also looking at how the canyon's acoustics affect brainwaves and whether its atmosphere supports rare microbial life. As we continue excavating, small drones have found a sealed wall concealing a cavity, raising questions about what might be inside. Ethics and technology could limit our exploration, but the desire to uncover hidden history remains strong. This discovery reminds us of our deep connections to the past and encourages curiosity and respect for our place in the universe. If you are interested, please like and subscribe for more insights and share your thoughts on exploring these restricted areas. Thank you for joining this journey.